diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
My name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Joe Sculthorpe, who's an offensive lineman out of NC State. How's your day been, sir?
So far, so good. I appreciate the time.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, just give us a brief history of your career, if you don't mind. Tell us a bit where you're from and how you got to NC State.
So I grew up in southeastern North Carolina, out by the beach of Topps Island. I got offered to play football at NC State, where started in 2016 was my year graduating and rolling into college. My freshman year, redshirted. Then I started playing a little bit after that, and I finally saw some more playing time in my sophomore, junior, and senior season, where I started my final 2 years at NC State.
And I was reading up on you a little bit on how your wrestling background was really able to help you solidify that scholarship and find your way there to NC State. Tell me just a little bit about you as a wrestler and how that's helped you as a football player, if you don't mind.
Right. So as long as I was playing football, I was also wrestling. I always saw it as something I did to, give me the best chance to play football. My high school wrestling coach, he told me if I wrestled for him, he'd get me a Division I football scholarship, and I'd win a state championship for wrestling, which both, fortunately for me, enough came true with enough hard work and dedication into practicing and stuff like that. I was able to get both and win a heavyweight state championship for wrestling and also get a chance to play Division I college football at NC State.
Great. And of the guys that I've talked to that do have a little bit of a wrestling background, one of the biggest things that they keep telling me is, with their wrestling background, it really helps them understand leverages and being able to, maneuver your opponent's body. And that really kind of helps people, on the line, whether it be offense or defense. Joe, for you, one of the things you bring to the table is that you can be really anywhere on that, interior line. So tell me a little bit about you as a football player in those positions you've played over your career.
Yeah, definitely. Wrestling always helps with leverage and pad level and showing how to use opponents' weight and move strength against them. Give yourself a good chance to, win, especially in interior offensive line where, the big nasties hang out, those big 350-pound defensive linemen, those big nose tackles that, nobody wants to block, but, we put them out there we're out there to protect the quarterback from them. It definitely gives me a great opportunity, a great chance, or a great technique carryover from wrestling, and to use it on the football field to get the job done.
Great. And I guess for most of your time there, you played at guard. And a lot of people lately are trying to project you at center too. So, again, one of the better things about you, I believe, is again, your ability to, be versatile and play either one of those positions, which I think is great. Tell me about this off season for you as you have been preparing for this draft, and maybe what position are you really striving for lately? Are you still practicing at both positions, or what's your situation there? Like your position fit, so to speak, at the professional level.
So I've been doing what I've always done, and that's prepare myself for any of the three positions. Some teams see me as a guard that can play center. Some teams see me as a center that can play guard. I know I can play, left guard one play, center next, and right guard then play after that seamlessly without any trouble. Whatever team decides to pick me up, it gives me a chance to play. I'll be more than willing to fill the role in any three of those positions. I feel comfortable at all three of those positions, and I feel I can get the job done at any of those positions.
Great. And you're able to go out to the Hula Bowl and play out there. I believe you played. Did you mainly play center out there at the Hula Bowl? Okay.
Yep. I mainly play center.
Yeah. So, tell me just a bit about your time there at the Hula Bowl. Even your journey out there, because I know sometimes people got a whole lot of layovers that I got to hit. So, tell us about you in the Hula Bowl.
Yeah, it was a long flight for sure, flying across the country while I was training up in Boston, Massachusetts, flying all the way from there to Honolulu out in Hawaii. It was definitely a change in weather. Snow outside while I was preparing for pro day, and then I get the next day and I'm out in Hawaii, sweating out in shorts and t-shirts. So it was a great opportunity. I really, really was excited that I got the chance to go out there to Hawaii just for playing football. It was a great life experience. Everything you think about Hawaii is true. It's a beautiful landscape, beautiful beaches, beautiful weather, and it was a great time to meet some fellow potential, NFL prospects and compete against them.
Great. So obviously you're out there, you're competing against some great talent, and really just I don't know, really getting also some experience with some NFL coaches too. So it's great to be able to rub shoulders with those guys. You also were able to do your pro day. Tell me just a little bit about your pro day. Do you feel like you did a good job? Were you able to show scouts really what they needed to see?
Yeah, I thought I saw a pro day, showed scouts that, my mobility and agility, my speed, my footwork, change of direction, all that stuff that big guys in the offensive line get critiqued so hard on that, sometimes they don't think you have it. Just showing them I can move, give myself the best chance at just continue to add on to my draft stock and just hopefully increase my value or increase my value to fellow teams.
Great. One of the things that I think would, does really help value for a player is their ability to really break down film. So I want to just kind of give your take as to maybe how you have broken down film perhaps in the past or just in general, and maybe even give me an example of how that played out in the game time situation.
Yeah, so each week you always try to pick up details of the guys you're going against, whether it be pass moves or how they line up on potential stuns or twists, stuff like that. It's always just come from watching film and translating that from the film room out to the practice field. One moment that kind of sticks out to me is our first game. Just off the top of my head, is our first game 2 years ago. We knew this blitz. They knew they were going to bring this pressure down in the goal line situation. We were on the sideline. We called the play. Coaches reaffirmed us like, "Hey, just gotta look out for this blitz." They bring a little corner cat off to the boundary. Our tackle picks it up. We kick all the slants. Our running back cuts back in the A gap and scores a touchdown. It was a great play. It just showcased all that hard work and stuff from the week, just showing up on those Saturdays.
Great. And what's been your most memorable moment out there on the football field? Is it that one, or is there some other moment that just kind of sticks out in your career?
Probably my true freshman year against Notre Dame. We played during a hurricane.
Wow.
I wasn't playing at the time. I was a red shirt, so I was just sitting on the sideline, bearing the storm. But it was great. It was a fun game. We ended up pulling a victory off over Notre Dame, which was a great program. That was a fun experience. It's definitely going to live in my memories forever. Just the time that I'll sit on the field, I'll sit on the sideline with my buddies, freezing during the middle of a hurricane while we're watching some football, watching our team win, watching our guys go out there and get the job done.
It's crazy, man. Kind of sitting there through a hurricane. That sounds kind of wild. But
yeah.
Glad you guys were able to come out with a W, because that's obviously what it's all about. I was going to ask you, if you were able to give your younger self just a little bit of advice in order to prepare him for like the next 4 or 5 years of his collegiate career, what sort of advice would you give yourself? In hindsight.
Buy into what the coaches are saying and try to get your degree a little bit faster so you can finish off a graduate degree fully. I did graduate early, but I could have, in hindsight, 2020, I could have picked and chosen classes a little bit better throughout the process just to get it done, give myself more time to get that second degree or, graduate degree within the 5 years I was at NC State. But other than that, trust the people that they put around you. They got great coaches there, and buy into the process, and all your dreams will come true eventually.
Great. And per my notes, I mean, one of the degrees that you were able to get was in sociology, right?
Hmm.
Great. So tell us just a little bit about you outside of football, whether it be you as a student or you as a person outside of sports. I mean, what sort of things are you into? Any hobbies or interests that you really want to share with fans out there?
So beyond football, pretty basic stuff: playing video games, watching movies, relaxing, enjoying stuff like that. I do enjoy going in the weight room, and working out and stuff like that every day. I'm probably going to be doing that even when I hang up the pads finally and retire from football. I just basic stuff. I'm a pretty calm dude. I like hanging out with some close friends out by the pool, by the beach, whatever. Going out to eat, nice restaurants, trying new foods, stuff like that. Whatever comes my way, I never really turn it down. But other than that, just pretty basic stuff.
Great. What's like your, I don't know, one of your favorite movies of all time? Shoot that my way real quick. I mean,
of all time, probably Forrest Gump is probably
okay.
up there, or Goodwill Hunting is definitely a top one for sure.
I mean, Forrest Gump for me, I mean, obviously, still one of my favorites. Like each and every time I see that on TV, you kind of have to stop. It's like, yeah, I remember this moment. Like I could quote the whole movie. I mean,
Oh yeah, no
it's
doubt.
definitely fun, just to kind of watch that for sure. So, as we begin to wrap up, Joe, I want you to, maybe, I mean, are there any people that we're missing that you kind of feel the need to give some love to? Maybe give a couple shout outs to some people that have just meant a lot to you in your journey.
Yeah, first and foremost, my parents. I could count on one hand the amount of games they've missed throughout my whole entire career. Even when I went to college, they tried to find a way to come up and watch every game. They were at every wrestling match, all the way up since I was 5, all the way up to now. They've supported me in my dream pursuing, football as a career path, as a job, as a professional lifestyle. And I could be forever grateful for them for sure. And then any coach from Pop Warner all the way up to college that's invested time into me, giving me, the knowledges and little bits to be successful on the field, off the field, and shaped me to the man I am today. I'm forever grateful, and hopefully I can make them proud by playing at the professional level and showcasing that their time invested in me wasn't, taken lightly and wasn't wasted. I took every bit I could and made the most of it.
Great. And I mean, I'm sure that is part of the next question. So let's just kind of get to it. And it's really just a why question. I mean, why do you play football? Why did you started to play, why you're playing now, and just your motivation as you seek to be an NFL star?
Started off like any other kid. I think it was fun. You got some enjoyment out of hitting some people, getting out there, playing football with your friends, and then it slowly turned into a passion, to something that I took as seriously as a craft, and trying to hone my skills to give myself the best chance on the field, and became obsessed with it. Just details, paying attention to small details. Whether it be lifting weights or running that extra little sprint, or focusing that much more on your first step. Whatever it was, I became obsessed with it, and I love that. I love the technique involved in football. I love everything there is to love about playing football. Whether it's strapping up those helmets on a practice week, or running out on game day, whatever it is, I love playing football, and I hope to make the people in my family proud. Put the name on my back for a reason, and hopefully everyone that shares that name with me is proud of me when I get to go out there and perform.
Great. And one last thing for you. I want you to give your pitch to all those teams in the NFL, maybe why they should take a chance on you, draft you, bring you in, and make you a part of their franchise. So give your pitch to all those guys.
I'm the most underrated football player, interior offensive lineman in this draft. The versatility I offer to any program could be used, and I know that chip on my shoulder, trying to prove that I am meant to be in the NFL playing football, is something that I've carried with me all the way since I was a little kid. So I'm ready to just I just need a chance to get my foot in the door. I'll show that I'm here to play, and I'm a serious professional athlete.
I mean, definitely a very passionate guy that really loves the game. I mean, able to really kind of use some leverage there, as an interior lineman, and take advantage of of your arsenal there, because I mean, obviously with your wrestling background, I feel like that has really helped a lot of prospects that play on the line. I mean, and really that's where the game is won and lost, and that is in the trenches. So and I feel like, again, you are one of those guys that can help any franchise, whether it be at center or guard. So Joe, I wish you best of luck. I kid you not, every time I think of your last name, I think of like a Mortal Kombat character or something. So when I think of Sculthorpe, that's I just feel like saying it that way. So definitely a guy that people need to know. So thanks again for your time, and best of luck. All right.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Again, Joe Sculthorpe, interior lineman, NC State. Check him out.